Hi, and welcome to Drumset Success, the essentials. What I'm going to do here is break everything down. Hello, I'm David Cronkite from Cronkite Percussion. I'm going to break everything down into 7 steps for basic drum set success, not percussion. The first thing is rebound stroke, okay? That's what I'm demonstrating right now, the rebound stroke. Okay, it's a bounce stroke, basic stroke, full, okay? Comes up very high, comes down. It's the kind of stroke you use most of the time, especially going around the drums like that, okay? The second one is the down stroke. When you strike the drum or the cymbal, it stays down. This is very, very important stroke. It's used for accents, louder notes than other notes. And here, when I do the fill, I've got some accents and I'm using the downstroke for it. Next is the tap stroke. Tap stroke is a small stroke, doesn't come from high up, just a few inches off the surface, okay? It's a key ingredient when you're doing downstroke, because often when you're doing downstrokes, you need to, you're following it up with a tap stroke, and the downstroke allows you to get close to the head, finish close to the head. Next thing are basic beats, okay? There's a handful of basic beats that you need to get the coordination down. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate here the basic beats that, you know, in my band we play dance music. I find these beats, I use them all the time. They constantly come up in music. It's the beats I learned, you know, 34 years ago. Okay, and I still use them. They're the most common. So you need to get this repertoire of basic beats down. I would say, you know, for beginners, there's about, you know, 5. Start with 5. You can always go. You can go more than that. But really, for dance music and basic rock, basic pop, there's about 4 or 5 beats that constantly come up. It's knowing when to use them, and that's often listening to what the bass player's playing. If you notice, my right hand's still playing 8th notes, snares in 2 and 4, and it's the bass drum that changes. Okay. So learn how to adjust your bass pattern to reflect what the band's doing, often what the bass player's doing. Now, we've got one more beat here. This is a little skip beat in the snare drum. Okay, a lot of drummers, if you know, if they play, you know, they've been self-taught, they always go to that beat. It's a very drumistic thing to do. Okay, now here I'm showing accents. The next thing you do is not to be worried about paradiddles and flams and all that stuff, you know, things you get tested on in school. If you're playing in the school, most of my students are school drummers. It's accents. This is what makes you sound like a pro. And here I'm demonstrating an accent on 2 and 4. How do you play an accent? The downstroke. Okay, so there's accent on the hi-hat on 2 and 4, as well as the snare on 2 and 4. Okay. Just this one change will dramatically improve your playing, make you sound like a pro right away, okay? And like I said, don't worry about getting buzz rolls down and paradiddles and double paradiddles and single strokes. This is focusing on drum set, okay? There I'm playing the bell, okay, accent on the bell. Now, when you do fills, here I'm doing accents, but also I'm doing tap strokes. Okay, playing a basic fill, and I've got little quiet strokes in there, and that's what makes it sound professional and not like a, you know, stiff. Now there's some basic fills you can do, you can learn, very simple rhythms. Da-ga-da-ga-da-da. I'm going to demonstrate about 3 of them here. Just learn these by heart. Simple, simple. Now, putting a crash is usually considered a fill, but it's just, you know, it's just one thing. Learn how to crash on 1. You know, I'm doing this every 4 bars, every 2 bars, putting the crash on 1. That's the most basic. You can also put a crash on 2 and or 4. Not as common, but still very nice. And it's usually with the snare. Okay. Now, location of fills. When you're practicing and you want, practice these fills, practice them with the structure. So 4 bars a beat, okay? And then on the 4th bar, the last 2 quarter notes, you put your fill, digga digga da da. One of the 3 that I'm demonstrating here, or one you can make up, okay? Nothing simple. If you're playing in the band, think of march rhythms that you play, da digga da da, digga digga da, that sort of thing. Okay? It's where you put them. It's the old joke. What's the most important thing in real estate? Location, location, location. Same with fills. Here I'm demonstrating orchestration of fills. And all that means is you keep the same rhythm, but you put it somewhere else. You can spend lots of time on this. It's very fun, very creative. Taking the same rhythm, putting it somewhere else. Endless combinations. Again, I'm not dealing with stickings here, fancy stickings, even fancy rhythms. Just putting it somewhere else. Okay? You can play the same rhythm over and over again. If you put it in different places, it's actually different. People will be amazed. That's the same rhythm. It really works. Okay, spend more of your time with a handful of rhythmic fills, and just spend more time putting them around different parts of the drum set. Okay. Last thing is I'd have to say song structure. Listen to lots and lots of songs and play to lots and lots of songs, and get to know what's the structure. What's a verse? Here's some coming up to a chorus, let's say. It's very common to play the ride cymbal on a chorus. The chorus, if you don't already know, is the part that everybody sings. That's why it's called the chorus, because the choir sits in. It's usually the name of the song. If the song is singing the name of the song, you're probably in the chorus. Most pop and rock are basic, verse, chorus, second verse, chorus, out. Maybe there's an intro, okay? You have to know where those are as a drummer, okay? You need to know that because you need to put fills leading from one section into the other, verse into chorus coming out. That doesn't even mean you need to play fills all the time. But so there you go. 7 basic keys to drum set success. That's what all you beginners should be focusing on. I'm David Cronkite for Cronkite Percussion.